Turnham is a really big place, like almost 10 kilometers from end to end big. And with very limited teleport options, the majority of your time is going to be spent running, and running, and running some more. With all that cardio, speeding up your running would probably help, especially if you want to spend more time doing quests than running to them. The simplest way to speed up is to dodge with light armor equipped. The roll dodge that light armor gives is slightly faster than running, but we can do better. The hatchet has an ability called Berserk. Alone, this buff just gives combat stats, but with the first upgrade on its skill tree, it gives 20% haste for its duration. Unfortunately, your character stops for a second while using the ability. My testing found Berserk without rolling to be slightly faster than spam rolling, which is good for medium and heavy armor users. For the real speed, we get to a technique I call roll canceling. When your character rolls, you might notice that little half second when the roll is done, but you can't move. Luckily for everyone who's got to go fast, we can cancel that animation by swapping weapons before the roll finishes. It's actually really simple. Start running, then roll twice. Anytime after you hit shift the second time, swap to your other weapon. You should find that at the end of the roll, your character keeps running instead of stopping. Personally, I found it really helpful to set swap weapon to an easy to reach button, as remembering if I needed to hit 1 or 2 would occasionally screw me up. It's also worth noting that you can cancel a single roll, but from a pure speed standpoint, canceling after a double roll is faster. That being said, canceling a single roll is strong in combat or PvP. A trick to keep in mind, you can roll with any amount of stamina above 1. So if you cancel a single roll and wait to regenerate even 1 more stamina, you can then do a double roll. Roll canceling's pretty fast, but we can still do better. The musket and bow both have a weapon trait that gives you haste when you dodge. This works with roll canceling, but you need to switch to the musket or bow to get the buff, and the buff will go away if you switch weapons. A good rhythm to abuse this, without just equipping 2 bows or muskets, is to swap to the not bow right before you roll the first time. But if that wasn't fast enough for you, we can still squeeze a little more out of it. The bow also has a weapon trait called Archer's Speed, which gives us another 10% haste boost when we swap to the bow. This speed boost does actually stack, surprisingly enough, and if you follow the earlier advice, swap to your not bow before rolling, then it'll always work out for you. Here's a comparison of each of these techniques on a pretty short track. It's by no means a perfect test, but it's very clear that Archer Speed plus roll canceling is the way to go. Oh, and one last thing for you heavy and medium armor users. Your dodge animations can also be cancelled, but it results in an extremely small advantage to just running. That being said, if you use the bow with Archer Speed, you will still gain a significant boost, rivaling light armor users. So that's it. If roll canceling stays in for the full release, this is going to be the way to speed up all that running. Personally, I'm a fan of skill-based ways to increase move speed rather than something traditional like a mount. I will admit it gets pretty repetitive, but I'll take it over just running for another quest that's 3 kilometers away. And just rolling with the bow equipped still helps enough if you don't want to keep canceling. Anyways, if you found this helpful, give me some of that engagement everyone begs for. I'm hoping to put out more New World content before the game goes live, and maybe a little bit more afterwards, assuming I don't just no-life the game for a few months. See you eventually!